Hello and welcome to the Even Me podcast. This is More Speaks
And your girl Kim.
and your girl. Kim. And today we are going to be learning your worth. So, Kim, bring us in.
Well, learning your worth is learning that what you deserve and what you don't deserve. Like basically what you really deserve as a person. Like we all do wrong. We all make mistakes. But that doesn't make you less than the next person. Because a lot of people make you. This is the thing when people don't know their narcissist ways, they don't understand that, and it makes other people that's empathetic people who is just trying to be nice, be a friend, or be someone there. They think that, oh, this person is just messed up, had a bad time, so they're not worth anything. And I think what our pastor preached about Sunday is, you are worthy. You are, no matter what the situation you've been through. And people need to understand that. They think that it's only kids that can feel like not worthy. Adults too. And it stems from their childhood. And most people feel like they overly worthy of stuff because I guess they have that high self-esteem of themselves. But way they transpose it to other people, like, I'm so worthy of it, you not. And that's, I guess, me coming in and knowing what I'm worth and what I don't deserve. That's another entity into itself. Like, yesterday, who I had to call and to allow me to get these emotions out, and my best friend Anthony. But it's been a long trial for me to understand my worth. you know uh, I feel like if I give so much of this part of me, that's gonna make me worthy of somebody of emotions, of love, or respect. It doesn't. I have to know my self-worth, and I know what I deserve and what I don't deserve to be mistreated. So that's what I'm saying about it, knowing your
Yeah.
worth.
And we've talked about this before, knowing your worth. I mean, we've spun this topic many different ways. And I think, we got to come back to it because certain situations still, will come up. It's not
Mhm.
like every situation fixes itself or, you find the end all be all for these situations. And knowing your worth, your self-worth, helps you move in the right direction, which that's what you're trying to do, right? Trying
Mhm.
to move in the right direction, get away from these folks that don't treat you right, because you got to know your worth to know who's treating you right and who's not. I think that in the day-to-day situations, if you don't know your self-worth, yourself, because anyone can tell you, oh, you're great, I love you, I want to be with you. But if you don't understand your own self-worth, you're going to sell yourself short. You're going to settle for things you're not supposed to. And we spoke about this as well, settling for something, just to have a relationship, or settling
Mhm.
for second best because you don't think that you'll ever find something better, which
Mhm.
that's something you need to know in your mind. Hey, this is what I want, and you stick to that,
Yeah.
because you don't want to, like I said, a couple seconds ago, you don't want to sell yourself short. You don't
Mm.
want to just pick this person just cause, given the situation, we were talking about earlier is, you don't want to be in a situation that you're going to demean yourself, or you're going to put yourself in an awkward situation dealing with other people that you don't know, or do something with someone that you kind of like, you may like, but you're not
Mm.
100% sure. You don't even know if you want to pursue a relationship with this person. So I think it's best to just, sit back and kind of like gauge the situation and don't move forward with someone like that, because you're going to end up hurting yourself or getting hurt,
Mhm.
in the long run, because this person's going to end up showing their true colors because you really haven't got that information or got that, the vibe from them. So I think that knowing your self-worth will help you later on in that relationship or later on in your path that you're looking for. Because I don't know, I've told you before that I feel like the relationship I'm in, I know my worth, I know her worth, and I know that I would not cheat on her to go deal with someone that's second best because I got, someone that, completes me now.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, I thought that person completed me, but, lo and behold, I found other stuff. So, I'm saying that don't, you already went through many trials and tribulations or, and other folks as well. Don't put yourself in that predicament to go back through that again, especially right now in your healing
Mm-hmm.
season right now.
Yeah, and I've learned that I don't know, like what triggers me to step away. Yes, I'd be quiet. Usually I have stuff to say, but I know I have to watch what I say. I have to mind my words and mind my thoughts because I can say stuff or I can move away because it's just those triggers. And you're not to fault too many people about my triggers, but especially if you've been knowing me or you consider yourself an associate or a friend of mine, you know my triggers. You know what I don't like. And I should know yours. But I knowing that some people don't find you worthy of things, they don't care about that. They'll do whatever they do, say whatever they say, and just be that particular person to make you feel less than, and then think it's, oh man, I don't remember saying that. What? You or I can't make you feel a certain way. What? You think you can't, and that's like, right now, today, after yesterday I was
Today.
today after talking, after we had our conversation, it's like I don't care about being the villain anymore. If being the villain means protecting my peace and my sanity, I think that's the best thing for me. And I know what I'm worthy of giving, and I know what I want in return. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot of people that, like friends and associates that respect me, friends, new friends that I don't ran into, and when they talk positive about me, don't let nobody smother your fire, and I feel like that has happened all over again, not the same relationship, but it's just like I'm allowing people to smother me, and then I'm allowing myself to conform to be around them. And really, in reality, they don't care. I'm just thinking, like, so many people say that this person is not for you or this person is not your friend. I have to understand and see that for myself. And then things that I'm seeing, hey, why would you say this? Why would you do this? That definitely makes me step back and say, okay, Kim, you don't need to overreact. You just need to think, do you like what that person said to you? Do you feel that that's hurtful to you? Just because they just say they're joking, how did that make you feel? You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, I just actually took whatever anybody dished out because I was in fear of rejection. That's a big problem I had. Fear of being, I wanted somebody or be around somebody. I wanted someone to love me. I wanted to be included. Now I don't give a shit. Like, I mean, it's to the point is, if you don't want to be around me and I know I got a lot to offer and a lot to give, I just need to accept that, because that means that, like we said before, God is removing these people. And in some ways, He remove them, He'll let them hurt you so bad, or He'll let them walk away. So either you getting hurt like the snake with the sword, and the snake kept rapping because he got angry with the sword and kept biting the sword till he cut his own self up.
Mm.
that's what happened. You keep wrapping yourself up in somebody else and want to be in the company of people that in reality, they're not bad people. They're just bad for you. So I had to figure that out. Like, you know, no, I didn't like the way this was done. Even though you say you didn't do it, but I don't like the way this was done. So you're not a bad person. You're probably a good person for other people. But as for me, you're not a good person for me. And then it's just that trying to explain it to people is like, oh, there you go. You're going off. No, I'm not. I am trying to, while this fire is low, I'm trying to explain myself before it becomes into a volcano. I know what I'm worth. I know what I deserve. I know that I don't deserve any of this. And right now, you're not a good person, even though for everybody else, you show up and you're a good person for them. But for me, you're not a good person for me. And I'm sorry that I have to start stepping back. And that hurts me even more because of the heart I have stepping back from a person. But that's what I have to do because I'm going to kill myself or I'm going to cut myself so bad dealing with these people that don't really care and going to move on anyway.
Yeah, and we spoke about this yesterday and in the
Mm-hmm.
past. I think you have to get do that I don't give a fuck attitude, you know, to certain people because you got to put yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been saying this, yourself has to be first because in the end, the only person that's going to mostly care for you is going to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course, your kids, because your kids are your kids, but only one that's going to care for you like you care for yourself is going to be yourself. And all these people that are talking, trash or shit, they're gonna just move away, get away from you, and won't even be there for you. So you just gotta distance yourself from anybody who's negative, whoever is holding you back. And we've been saying this, gotta look to the future and stop looking back, stop looking in the rear view mirror, to these old people that you've already dealt with in the past or who hurt you in the past. Yeah, they may change from time to time and you may feel a certain way. And I was thinking this when you were talking. Sometimes a new friend is a better friend than an old friend because an old friend knows old things about you or
Mm-hmm.
something in your past and it's going to use that against you because we say that all the time. People use stuff against you. Kim, you did this. Anthony, you did
Mm-hmm.
this. You used to do this. Remember, you used to do this and this, and they'll say these things in the wrong time. It could be you bring a new man around or something, or a new friend, and they're like, "Man, Kim used to do this. You remember that, Kim?" And they put you on the spot, and you don't want to lie because then they're gonna be like, "Well, yeah, she's lying. She lying. She says this." With new friends, it's like a fresh start. It's like a new man. You're learning each other. You're going through the motions and trying to get to know each other. A friend is the same thing. You don't have to dip right into a relationship with a girl or a guy. You can just take it slow and like they'll learn you. They'll learn the new Kim, the new Anthony, and they won't know the old one. They won't know your past relationships, your past, hurt, your trials, your tribulations. Now they just know they know the future you,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want people dealing with the old you or bringing the old you back out because that's all them people gonna do. The old people, they're just gonna bring the old, Kim out, not the new and improved Kim that, sent all these eviction notices because now you just reneged on an eviction notice
Mm-hmm.
because you brought that person back into your life and you're allowing them to hold you back again.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to move forward.
Yeah.
You like
Yeah.
that, huh? I got
I
your
like you got me. You got me. Made me speechless. Ooh, whoa. That's hard. I mean, I think you want to believe good in people, right? You
attention.
I know What you say?
You want to.
Yeah, and I
You
always
want to
try.
take back that eviction notice. I know.
Yeah, and I always try to believe good in people, but it always be something that they say, something that they do, and then I'll be like, wait a minute, did you just do the same shit? But let me say something or do something. Oh, you remember what you did in the past? No, 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 no. Remember, we're not going off the past, right? We're going off the future or the present. And that's how they do. So I think a lot of people with me will grab what I did in the past and use it against me.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, you went off or you did this, wait a minute, hold on. Like we said on the last podcast, how many straws did, got on the camel back before he, broke. So I'm like, how long did it take me to erupt? I kept telling you, I kept singing it to you, I begged it to you. And I felt this eruption going on, and you're not understanding it. So what am I supposed to do? When you do it again, I'm gonna go off. Then the volcano die down and it's okay. Yes, lava everywhere. But I did try to warn you. And I hate when I try to warn people. At least I'm giving you an insight to me. Hey, you might get bit. Cause my thing of it is I don't want my ex to be right. I really don't want him to be right. So I'm trying to change some things that I took from our conversation, what we did to each other. I took those and said, okay, maybe I need to make changes in that. Maybe I need to change this way about me. That simple as it. Now, changing the personality that I have, being loving and sweet. That's one thing I'm never going to change. I'm trying not to. But changing where stepping away and just step away, just get away, just monitor my mind and my mouth at that time. And then if I feel like I have to say something, I just need to move around or move you out my way. And that's the thing. People think when they find a better friend, they forget about the friend that's always been there and been empathetic with them. So I think that when you find a better friend, just go ahead and be with that friend. Don't come back calling on me, because apparently I wasn't good enough friend to you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that I would, something like that I would take as a sign, not so much that you wasn't good enough for him, that they're trying to move on or trying to act like they're moving on. You should move on yourself. I mean, that's more of like an inclination, let me do my own. We said it before, you can do bad by yourself. You're doing really good for yourself. But I think going backwards and dealing with old relationships, old people in the past, old friends, or anything in that line, I think is going to hurt you more. Especially dealing with an ex or something. And I mean, to me, that never worked. I thought it would. It worked for a little while and just went back to normal. But I think in your case, you got a fresh start. Got a whole new house. Got an upgraded job. You got your kids with you. I say move forward. Make new friends. And like we said before, just keep them around and learn them before it turns into a relationship. Just because you got to get them, you got to know them better. You got to know what they're worth, because you don't want to go into a relationship with a broken duck or something like that, or what you say, a PIP, PPL, OPP, other people's problems.
No, I didn't say other people problems. What do you get that from? I said protect, provide, and love PPL. I want somebody like that to protect, provide, and love. And I
That's
mean,
and that's
mhm,
what you got to look for. I think you're worth it.
mhm,
Everyone in this life is worth it. You don't want to keep going and dealing with the same, maybe not the same person, but the same symptoms of a person.
mhm,
They drink, or they love you now, they don't love you later, or they say something about you and then say, ha ha ha, that's not that, I was just kidding,
mhm,
or don't deal with you and your kids, or something, in that line, you have to make sure you're dealing with a person who, like I said, completes you. Because
mhm,
if they don't complete you, or they want you to pay all the bills, or they want you to just be around for a quick fuck or something, that's not the person that you're looking for in the long run. You're That's just someone, Mr. Right Now, how they call it. It's not a person that's going to be there for the long haul, and that's what you're looking for. Because if you're going through this, and you're looking for something that's worth your time, worth you, trying to put, your emotions and your heart into it, I think you need to look and be choosy, be a choosy
mhm.
lover. Let's put it that way.
Choosy lover. Yeah, okay. You silly.
So I
Yeah.
mean, I think, I mean, yeah, as of right now, you're still broken, so you're gonna deal with that kind of stuff first. But I think in the end, you're gonna find somebody, and maybe somebody listening to the podcast.
I don't know. No, don't see my crazy eye. Y'all see my crazy eye.
Hmm,
No, stop.
you start
But
Twitch.
yeah, it's that Twitch, the crazy eye. No, the thing of it is, what I can say that I've learned after me and my ex the talks that we had. There's still everything is not worked out with with our kids. But as far as the talks that we had, I can say, and I'm just not bringing it back up, that I'm not gonna find. We both know that we're not gonna find in whoever what we had with each other. You know what I'm saying? So that we just have to accept that we may find other things that will be in somebody that will be beneficial, because we can't go back. There's no way. I would never go back. Anyway, it was just too much hurt. It was too much pain. But what it was is we lost self of each other. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't come back into, okay, well, I know she's worthy of a conversation. I know he's worthy of a conversation. And all it was is we left a relationship because we couldn't communicate. After 10 years, you grow. And I was growing, he grew, and we didn't know each other. It was like we was in the house and didn't even know each other anymore. So that started, him stepping out, me ignoring him. It just started a whole lot of things. But now that I know what I'm worth, I don't have to accept, okay, I can't express myself, or I can't tell you what I want or what I don't want or what I'm leaning toward to achieve. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem that, a lot of us have, that we figure that that person is not going to be on board with our new life of achieving, different things, growing. I didn't know that at the end that he was upset because I started a business and he wasn't a part of it. Did you talk to me? Did we have a conversation about it? I told you what I was trying to do, and I didn't know if you wanted to be involved, but it was just a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people don't understand. Let's have a conversation, a legitimate, intelligent conversation. And I never want to go through that again. I know that. I never want to go through where you don't want to talk. There's a problem with communication. Yeah, too much communication ain't good, but just the right amount of communication to know where you're going and know where I'm going and what we both striving to. So I know I'm worthy of that in a relationship. So when I do decide I want to get one and really be out here, dating. It just I got a lot of other stuff to do. I got a big responsibility with the house. I got big responsibilities that I'm trying to take care of, and I want to be totally healed before I deal with anybody. And I appreciate if he ever listened to this podcast, which I think he's listening now. I do appreciate that, some of the information he did tell me, that how much he did care, and I told him to leave. We just didn't we wasn't communicating to figure out who the new Kim is and who the new he is. So I felt bad about that, but I didn't feel too bad because of what you allowed yourself to do. You allowed yourself to forget about the family because you couldn't say, hey, I understand you graduating. I want to be there. I want to make sure we still the same. I know you growing in life. You know, I couldn't be the same Kim anymore. After 10 years, it had to grow and change because he wasn't going to accept that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a stay-at-home mom and our son is 10 years old now, come on now. He can go to daycare. I can move on. But I appreciate some of the stuff that I'm learning about myself, and it took, uh, conversations that we had, that I do deserve more. I do deserve more, way more than I get back from people. So got another set of eviction letters to go out, another round, because I guess I allowed them to stay, and it's still they didn't treat the property correctly. So they didn't treat
What do you
the
what do you call those?
the final notice. I don't know.
No, they're when they just squatters.
Squatters, yes.
They're
Yeah,
squatters. I mean,
I
they
got
don't
a
own the
couple.
property, but they're just sitting around.
I got a couple of squatters, and they may be good for other people, right? But they're not good for me,
So,
because
in listening to what
mhm.
you said that you and him came to the agreement that both of you are never gonna find someone like each other.
Because the thing of it is, I had to admit, no matter how angry you are at a person when the relationship ends, but you should be like, Usher said, good, good.
Mhm.
You want the best for that person. It didn't work out between you. We both, I don't know any man that I've talked to watch cartoons like I watch cartoons. That was our, like, we was two big kids, right? And I mean, we had to be serious. We had to do things with the kids, which we did. But we went to the movies and watched the cartoon while the kids was falling asleep, laughing, and I mean, we shared that type of bond with each other. That when it was good. But when I started changing and I seen he changed, and I didn't understand the person that I was dealing with, and he didn't understand the person that he was dealing with, we didn't communicate properly on that. And we allowed other things to step in the way. So I I just don't think I'm gonna find anyone that accept me to being me, you know? If I
You'll
say the
find it.
word,
You'll
you
find
know,
it.
I like
You'll
it's
find it because there's always one or two people that matches your energy. It's not just that one. Yeah, you and him had a special bond and you guys, watch cartoons together. There's got to be another person,
I
because
mean,
I always said, I would never find someone who matches me, who does, play video games. And the person I was with at first didn't really like video games. The person I'm with now doesn't like video games. So it's like, it's not I like I found somebody who matched my energy still, but you know what I lack in, she strives in, and what she strives in, I lack in. So I think sometimes two people that are too alike
mhm,
could tend to grow apart because they become lackadaisical in lackadaisical, something like that.
mhm.
They come, too relaxed in the relationship, and they grow apart, and they don't see that they're not meshing well anymore, and that's how they grow apart. But I mean, I don't think I can't really pinpoint and say that that's what it was. I mean, maybe you guys just grew apart, the love grew further and further, and someone else, attracted their interest or your interest or someone's interest, or they were too busy, trying to move up in the world or something, and that's how you guys, you did your business because the communication wasn't there anymore. And of course, once you got your business going, he's gonna be like, oh, well, you didn't say nothing about it. Well, you didn't care. You wasn't there. You didn't care what the heck I was doing until I did it. So I mean, that tends to happen. I mean, I've done a bunch of business stuff myself, and buy and sell stuff, and I did it on my own, until like the end. My fiance finally knew what I was doing, but it wasn't like I was doing something bad. I was making money, side money, to buy parts for my car, and I did that for a few years until now. I'm not even really interested in doing anything with my car because it's now I work from home pretty much, so I'm not even driving it often. So
Yeah. And when I say that somebody to match minds, like if I say a word wrong, right, and misuse the word, right, I would expect that person to just like, okay, you used that wrong, but I'm not gonna call you out. And not that they dislike, because you dislike this portion of me here, but you don't know the whole other side of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I can say I disliked him as a friend. My ex, as me and him being friends, I would have disliked him as a friend. But in a relationship, he got to see the softer side of me. I got to see the softer side of him, or whatever. But we just didn't. Like, I don't have no remorse for it. It didn't work out. I don't feel no regrets. Like, it is what it is, and we grew, and sometimes God just removed things that doesn't grow with you, or you're not growing. He removed things that you're not growing with. You know what I'm saying? To get you out so he can call on you. So it was a lot of that. But I know my worth, and I know I'm a good person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just know I'm just a caring person and a good person. And I just felt like so bad. Only thing I know now, my trust in people. I have to build that up. I don't trust people I trust you. So, I call you, what's going on? I can do that with you.
You call me up and talk to me.
And be crying. That I can't really cry with everybody else because they so hard. You know what I'm saying? I can, you allow me, we've been friends for so long that you allow me to be that way. And okay, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that.
yeah, because you know who to be vulnerable with. I'm not gonna use that against you or bring it up and hurt you. You can only do that with certain people, because if you were to do that with someone who already talks down on you or something like that, they're just gonna hurt you in the long run. But we're gonna pick this conversation back up in our next podcast.
2 and 2.
That 2 and 2.
2.
2 and 2, like a commercial.
Yeah.
All right. So this has been the Even Me podcast with More Speaks
and your girl Kim.
And your girl Kim. And we out.
Ah.